Hey guys and gals, Pat over here at Fellsmere Fishing Headquarters over here in Fellsmere. Hey, we got the best guides on the lake with me today, as usual, thank God. Hey, just had the old hurricane come through here, a couple tornadoes. So a little bit of a mess, but, and I know everybody's been calling and wondering what's going on with the lake, because there's a lot of folks that are planning on coming down to fish this winter that are really concerned. So the good news is these guys have been out there since the day after the hurricane. I can say that the town and the bait shop, and we're all in good shape. We really got lucky, thank God. You know, our thoughts and prayers go out to all those that suffer because of this storm, man, and it's a really sad situation. So we really feel blessed, and we've got a lot of folks in town that are doing a lot, sending stuff, you know, up north and to our fellow Floridians, you know, over on the West Coast, and so that's it's really nice to see. But anyway, as far as the fishing goes, I'll let these guys tell you. It's been a little bit different. I will say that you know, Lake Garcia is not accessible. There's a sinkhole on 512 where 512 is running north and south. Just north of the entrance for the boat ramp, there's a sinkhole that needs to be repaired. So they've got that whole section of 512 shut down. You cannot access Lake Garcia. Now I've heard it'll be repaired by the 20th. I've heard that it'll be repaired by the 25th. So I'll know more this week, this coming week, and we'll let y'all know for sure. And feel free to call the bait shop anytime, or one of the guides. You know, we always talk about it. So, but Lake Garcia is definitely shut down, which probably isn't a terrible thing, because we'll have time to, or that lake will have, Johnny, that lake will have time to, it's been taking a little bit of a beating anyway. A lot of guys have been fishing it. So, the fishing on that will be good. Blue Cypress had a tornado touchdown somewhere on the lake. The boat ramp's good. I know my buddy Marty was out there yesterday and had a really good day on Blue Cypress. So the fishing out there is good. The lake's in good shape. But these guys are here to tell you about the others. Stevie, what's going on, boy?
Well, leading up to the hurricane was epic.
It's amazing.
I mean, we smashed them. Caught some bigger fish leading up to it too. You know, that 6, 7, 8 pound fish, and numbers were fantastic, phenomenal. Since the hurricane, a lot of stuff has changed. You know, Pat's already mentioned the road out there towards Garcia 512 having a big sinkhole in it, but the grade road right now is absolutely brutal. It's probably the worst I've seen it.
It's a Toyota torture test.
Yes, if you have a suspension, you're going to be using it, I guarantee it. It took me 39 minutes to get down the road one way, because I like to take care of my stuff, and I'll drive slow. But hopefully, you know, we're sitting on Sunday right now. Hopefully Monday, Tuesday, they're going to grade it again. But there's so much new dirt out there, and it just, so many sinkholes. I've never seen it like that before. Since the hurricane, the fishing, we have fished headwaters, and the pits, the deeper water, little bit dirtier, but it's not that bad. It actually looks pretty daggone good, the water clarity. There's some hydrilla that are thrown around and kind of pushed up in certain spots, but you really can't tell a huge difference. You really can't tell a huge difference. The shallower flats are filthy, and it's going to take a little while for those to settle. But the shallow flats that we were around and on were really dirty. But again, you know, there's still a lot of fish around that deeper water. Still a ton of fish in those pits. I think there's a ton of fish in those pits year round.
Yeah.
And they just kind of move up and down the water column to feed. You know, that's my whole thought process on it, because they're always in and around that deep water. But the water temperature's in the 70s now.
73.
Yep. It's been in the 80s, now it's dropped to 70. So leading up to the hurricane, day before, we caught 60 bass we went through 9 dozen shiners and on 2 holes. Afterwards, we fished in that same area, and I think they caught 38 right after. So
Can't beat that.
that water cooled off though, and it did change the bite because they were biting it different. They weren't hammering it. They were playing with it more, almost like they wanted to knock it out before they ate it. It was driving us crazy. But the fish are still biting. You know, they're moving a lot of water between the lakes right now. So if you come out, you know, Stick Marsh, if they're moving water in the southeast corner, and they're moving water ditch 13 off and on. It's not consistent. But if you hear that big pump running over there, Stick Marsh at ditch 13 can be fantastic.
Right.
So that's what I got.
Yeah, and that's the thing with those pumps. I mean, there's really no rhyme or reason. It's, you know, the one day you and I expected, guaranteed, that those pumps were going to be running, and Steve and I went over there and we went to both of them and dead calm, no movement, and so it was kind of crazy, and we couldn't get bit. Of course, we were a little discouraged. We didn't fish a whole lot, but the beauty of it is, it doesn't take very long to put the boat on the trailer and head over to headwaters. So we went over to headwaters, and we fished in the rain, and we caught fish. We had a great time. We caught plenty of fish, and then we could hear all of a sudden motor fired up at ditch 13. We looked at each other like, oh hell no.
So we loaded the boat back up, went right back over to Stick Marsh.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
And it was in the rain the whole time, pouring down rain. We didn't give a damn. But we heard that water and we were gone. I mean, we went over there and we put a beating on them. So that's the beauty of it. I mean, with those lakes being right next to each other. So anyway, Mikey, what about you, old son? I know you've been hard at it.
Yeah, it was, like he said, it was really good before. I think it was just like that low pressure and the everything. The moon was good and everything was like perfect. And then the thing came, and I went the day after, and the gate was locked. So we went down to Stick Marsh and put in, and it was flowing. I mean, flowing hard. And just junk everywhere. You could mark. I was marking fish everywhere, but the fish were way down deep in the troughs, just laying there, and you couldn't fish anything just because of the stuff. So we pulled out and went up and looked at the pump house, and it wasn't running, but the fish were there. They didn't move. I mean, I marked a bazillion fish, but they wouldn't bite. So we just I heard a boat go by on the other end of the dike. I thought, oh, the gate's open. So we did the same thing, went the other way. It was blowing 10 to 12 on Stick Marsh. We got over into headwaters and there was no wind. I had to move a big clunk of junk out so we could get the boat in and out. I just moved it all the way across the thing. And we went down and started fishing the pits. We caught them. And then we just moved out onto the flats. And the fish have scattered. The flats fish have scattered. They're not grouped like they were. They were kind of relating to the ditches and they were relating to stuff.
Yeah.
These fish were just onesie twosie, but we caught a lot.
Yeah, it's gonna take them a little bit to reacclimate and bunch back up.
Yeah.
But they're going to.
But one good thing was I taught a guy how to flip, and we went down on the wood, and he caught a bunch on the wood.
You see this right here when you say flip?
And his first throw, I said, "Well, you're going to go 500 more before you get bit again." but he did it, and you know they were not solid fish, 3-4 pounds, so we did good. And then I went yesterday. I had 2 yesterday, back to back, and we just fished Three Forks. The Three Forks, I don't care what you do, but that place, it's like anywhere you want to fish. 6 feet of water, 3 feet of grass. You're throwing square bills, jerk baits, chatter baits, flukes, worms, popper, whopper plopper, buzz bait. Everything got bit.
Is that right?
Everything
They
got
were
bit.
just feeding.
But you can't get a boat in there, man. And I got 16 calls this weekend from people. Is it open? And I said, well, you know, ain't been there since the hurricane. But that last 150 yards in the skinny is loaded with hyacinths and logs.
Oh,
I heard that same thing.
And,
So it's their boat.
Yeah.
That's it.
There were mud boats. The mud boat guys that are there every day figured out where to dodge them. But man, I mean, I was flying across stuff that I normally fly, and boom, 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 just hitting logs. I can't imagine doing that to your lower unit. So
No.
unless you got more money than you know what to do with, I'd do it real slow or get airboat. I mean, one or the other.
The navigation of headwaters right now is fine.
Yeah.
So
there's a couple
there's-
big clogs.
Yeah,
I push
but
through.
the one clog is up right there by the
Close.
first pit, close, and you can actually go into that first pit on the left and kind of run right up around it. The second one, you can either go around or you can kind of push through it. There's some hyacinths in the middle that were smashed yesterday, like smashed together in between the clumps. It was all hyacinths in the middle, and you can kind of push through there and just kind of snake your way through there. But there's nothing out there that's going to keep you from getting out there.
No, the water's up.
Yeah.
And what happened was, I think, and I don't know, I ain't real smart, but they dropped headwaters because they thought we were going to get more rain than we got.
Yeah.
And they're flowing so much water through Stick Marsh, it's like a river. And you can't get to the back one because there's so many hyacinths.
From Garcia coming in.
No, the other way.
Oh,
On
the
out.
other side.
The-
Oh,
going
on
to-
the north end.
Going to Three Forks. There's so many hyacinths butted up that you'd only get a mud boat or an
Oh,
airboat
okay.
to it. But that water's flowing heavy. But I don't know. It'll all even out. You know, the moon's coming back around where it's good day bite. I got 3 or 4 or 5 trips this week, and I'm just gonna fish headwaters and Three Forks. I mean, you know, I only used 2 dozen shiners this whole thing. Everything else was all artificial.
Yeah. Yeah, that artificial bite's going to start picking up. We got our first cold front this week coming,
And
so
we got another one on the weekend, and then
Yep.
and it's just gonna dump.
yeah, and it's going to keep happening. As soon as this water kind of stays cool, it's going to start jumping. And I'm going to tell you, you know, a lot of the bass that we've been catching too are full of bait.
Mhm.
They're full of bait, so they're starting to feed up big time right now. There's no question about it. Even the fish we're catching in Stick Marsh
Those ones
were
that
like
stick
footballs.
crazy.
They're really
Well,
footballs.
the shad,
Crazy healthy.
you know, on that full moon spawn. I saw a couple big, what are them? Those big shad. What are
Gizzard
those?
shad,
Gizzards.
gizzard.
They were getting racked.
Yeah.
And that I saw Hippie down there, Polson. He was in there with some kid, and they were just getting hit. You couldn't. There's no way you could catch a fish there because there's so much junk in the water. But if you like, you know how the water comes out and makes a hump and goes like that, and then there's those troughs. Those fish were dead down on the bottom of that troughs, stacked.
Wow.
And all those troughs, but it was impossible. You'd have to go 150 yards away from the water, and then it was circulating back and sucking real bad going in on the other side.
Yeah.
And just carrying. It looked ugly too.
Yeah.
And the water was ugly. It was
Yeah.
nasty.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
tough.
But fish were there. They just said.
Yeah, it'll start firing.
And those fish know that pump's running because, Bud, they were there.
Yeah.
They were. I mean, it was an example boat on the gravity. They were just everywhere. And so it's going to hit. You know, you just call down and we'll tell you. I mean,
Yeah.
we can only fish one leg at a time. I mean,
That's right.
but
I'm excited about Stick Marsh. I mean, I've just been really, really impressed with the water. The water's clean. I mean, prior to the storm.
It was perfect.
Yeah, it was
Right before the
beautiful.
storm.
I'm really impressed with the vegetation. I think that vegetation is growing. I mean, Steve and we found some hydrola beds over on the east side. Yeah, I mean, it's just
We gotta give certain information.
The south end, the vegetation's growing. I mean, I haven't witnessed it, but I talked to the guys and they said that the eelgrass is growing. There's hydrola down there, so. And we've got a lot of new vegetation that has grown along the shoreline on the east side.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Beautiful.
brush and reeds and
Those
stuff.
fish are there.
reeds,
We
right?
top watered that.
Yes.
That
Yes.
ditch.
I'm super excited about Stick Marsh, dude. It's going to
Yeah.
be a great,
Yeah,
fallback in this winter. You know, if it gets crowded at headwaters or whatever.
And I think too that the way that lake is set up now, especially if the vegetation keeps growing, that man, the spawns are going to be fantastic.
Yeah, right, exactly.
And you're going to be able to catch them a bunch of different ways, and not everybody's going to have to be all the way down in the south end fishing that stretch down
Well, you
there.
notice the north end how it didn't look as topped out.
Yep.
Yeah.
That
I've
little
seen
bit
that.
of cool helped.
Yep. Knocked it down.
Yeah, it did. Knocked
Yep.
it about a foot.
Yep. Yep.
So, I mean, if we get a good cold front where it goes to like 41 night, that's the tick.
Right.
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm super excited about it.
So we'll keep putting out the fishing reports because these guys are getting super busy and they're going to be on the water every day. I mean, they have been a lot. So we're gonna make it a point to make sure we do it. You know, at least once a week.
Yeah, once we pick up into the season, we'll be doing them once a week.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so everybody you know that's coming down can kind of gather somewhat within a handful of days fresh knowledge.
Yeah.
But you can always call the shop. If you come on down, you don't call the shop, stop in the shop.
Stop in.
And
do yourself a favor, guys. I mean, I'm getting a lot of calls from a lot of folks that have never been down here, and I'm not a salesperson. I don't try to sell stuff, man. I mean, it's important. If you've got limited time, you're only going to be down here for 5 days. I'm telling you, it's a beautiful lake. I mean, you can pretty much catch fish everywhere. It's not real hard to navigate, but why don't y'all do yourself a favor? I mean, hire these guys. I mean, and if you're gonna, probably call like ASAP. I mean, because they're already booking up, but just to get a guide to take you out for a day and I mean, they even get in your boat if you want to, get some waypoints or whatever. But I highly encourage it because they could teach you something in one day that's going to take you 4 days, and you only have a day left. So it's a great idea. It's money well spent, and it's a great day on the water. So, Steve, anything else, old son?
FLBigBassAdventures.com.
All Bass Guide, and don't forget to vote.
Yeah.
Bigly.
Yeah, everybody vote. It's very important. I don't care how you're going to vote. Just
we
make
got
sure
that
you vote.
vote. The Florida, they have that thing here. Vote yes on the save the fishing deal.
Yes.
Yeah, so that they can't take away our fishing rights. They're trying. I don't know who that person is.
I don't know.
I want to call them up and say, "What do you think?" They're trying to take away fishing rights. I don't know.
And Donald Trump, if you're watching, we're representing, baby.
You ought to see me in my boat with this thing.
Oh, we have. We have. Out there on stick.
All those people yesterday in the airboat. Oh my God! And I forgot I had it on. And people were all like, what?
You forgot.
You got any questions? Give us a call. Stop in and see us.
Absolutely.
You got bait, right?
We got plenty of bait.
Ain't got no crickets.
We ain't got no crickets. We got bait.
And
All right, guys. Well, thanks a million.
Yeah, saw a lot of
Appreciate y'all
crappie
watching.
too. Crappie were going nuts. Saw